You know how most brands pitch a built-in camera on an interactive flat panel? It's for live classes, online streaming, hybrid teaching, and that's pretty much it. But let's look at what actually happens inside a classroom. That camera, most of the time, just sits there because live classes are not an everyday use case. So we asked, if a camera is already there in the classroom, why should it be limited to one use case when it can solve problems across the entire school? Let's start with something very basic, classroom engagement. Today, when a teacher asks a question, only a few students raise their hands. The rest of the class? Mostly disengaged. So what do schools do? They introduce clickers, devices for every student to capture responses. But that brings its own problems. High cost, device management, maintenance, and very often damage or loss. So based on feedback from schools, we explored a similar way to handle this. Instead of adding another system, we used what's already there, the camera. With simple printed markers, students just hold up their answers. The camera reads every response instantly. And right on the board, the teacher gets a complete polling result. An overall view of how the class has responded and whether the topic needs to be reinforced. No extra devices, no extra cost, but full participation. Now let's talk about something teachers deal with every minute, classroom monitoring. While teaching, teachers often have to turn back again and again to check if the students are paying attention. And every time that happens, the flow breaks. Attention drops. This was another input we kept hearing from classrooms. So we built a way to make this easier with Class View. The camera feed appears directly on the board. So while teaching, writing, or explaining, the teacher can also see the students. No turning back and no loss of flow. And better classroom control. Now from an admin's perspective, monitoring classroom is another challenge. Schools invest in separate CCTV systems, different infrastructure, different maintenance. Admins and principals can remotely view classrooms, check what's happening without installing anything extra. But beyond just viewing, there was a need to understand what's happening. So along with it, you also get intelligent insights. How engaged the class was, participation levels during the session, overall attentiveness. So now, it's not just monitoring, it's understanding classroom behavior. Next comes another everyday task, attendance. Teachers spend valuable time calling out names, marking presence, and many schools install separate biometric systems. Again, extra cost, extra setup. So we looked at how this could be simplified. With a built-in camera, attendance can be captured intelligently. Students are recognized, presence is recorded automatically, saving time in every single class. And finally, for younger students, learning is not just about sitting and listening. They need movement, interaction, energy. This is where we extended the same system further. Students can stand in front of the board and engage physically. Jump, move, respond. Even guided yoga sessions where posture is tracked and feedback is given. So now the camera is not just for live classes. It becomes part of how teaching and school operations run every day. That's the difference. Instead of investing in multiple systems to solve multiple problems, you can have one device that does it all.